And I can say this has been a ride, because we have taken a bold decision as a Parliament, and myself as rapporteur, to look at this initiative in a proactive manner. We could have taken a decision, or a safe decision, to wait for the strategy coming from the European Commission and from Commissioner Jessica Rosval, but instead we decided to take a proactive approach as a party, as a Parliament, throughout cross-party discussions, in order to take a proactive approach and propose what this House believes should be the European Water Resilience Strategy. And this, I deem, was something extremely important, because like this, the Commission knows very well what the position of this new Parliament is. And I believe that this report links water resilience to the European Union's security, economic competitiveness, and social cohesion. Because water runs through all sectors, water is important for our own livelihood, for the strength of our own economy, and for the strengthening of our industries, and hence our competitiveness. But water at the same time is under stress. I, coming from a very small island in the middle of the Mediterranean, know very well, throughout my whole upbringing, that water is extremely important for us, and we must know where every drop comes from. And that is why we, as Malta, as Maltese people, have learned and have innovated in order to seek ways, non-conventional ways, new technologies, in order to increase the amount of water that we have. And today the reality in Europe is that desertification is moving into other countries, and the matters of water stress are also felt in other places. And that is why I believe that I came at a very important juncture in the European Parliament in order to bring what we have learned as a people and share it with other European peoples. And that is the heart of solidarity and the heart of cooperation across borders, because also water doesn't know borders. And which is also important to note that we need to know the quantity of water that we have, and hence how much water we are using. That is why the Parliament is calling for water efficiency and abstraction targets across the EU. We also need to know and realize the increase in demand by industry, by agriculture, by innovative technologies, and hence we need to ensure efficiency in that aspect. But we also need to look at the quality of water, and that's where it comes to pollution. That's where it comes to the important amendment that has passed today, that has been done across parties. I am very proud and very happy of the cross-party agreement that SD and EPP have done in order to move a step towards the right direction on the phasing out of PFAS. And the language is stronger than what was agreed in the ENVI committee, calling for a PFAS phase-out, beginning with restrictions in consumer goods and where safe alternatives exist. And to not take long, I'm going to mention two other points and move to questions, because I prefer question time. The European Parliament is calling for a dedicated water resilience fund in the next MFF. You might say this is very ambitious of you to say this, but I truly believe that if water is valued for what it truly is for our humanity, if we realize the realities water is facing, and I have mentioned, and in the report we mention a myriad of steps that need to be taken in order to have a resilient water resilient Europe, we need money, and we need dedicated money. Secondly, mainstreaming water in all EU decisions. This is very closely linked to what I just said, because every decision that we take is taking up water. If it's industry, if it's farming, if it's every consumer production, everything needs water. And hence, we need to ensure that, amongst other, we innovate ourselves to use water more efficient, but also seek water reuse, non-conventional water sources. Bringing an example of my country, Malta. 70% of the water of my country comes from desalination plants. We have no other option. That is what we really need to invest on. And taking that as an example, we need to continue to invest in digitalization, innovation, and seeking other alternatives and means and solutions to adapt to the ever-changing climate and to seek a better way of managing our water. And I'll close there. At the end of the day, water is life and people need water. So all of our decisions in this report are also people-centered. Thank you.
Thank you.